Yo, what's up, guys? Manager here. Welcome to another video. So I do have a bunch of videos coming out today. It will most likely be Astronaut week 12. I'll probably be doing week 13 as right after that, maybe. But in the meantime, here are two sword games. So both of these games are pretty funny, just because I have tech cards and the tech cards are working out. Additionally, recently, well, I say recently, but this may be like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks. There was a thread on Discord complaining about like Ambush and how uninteractive it is and how it's like unbeatable and this, that, and third. And to be quite honest with you, very few things in card games are ever unbeatable. It just requires you to play a different way than you would like, which is fine, because like when you're playing a card game, you should know that you need to be flexible. Like if you can't be flexible, card games are not for you. I'm sorry. And the biggest thing that I tell people when they play Ambush Sword, when they play against Ambush Sword, they're like, okay, well, what do I do? Well, you need to treat whatever deck it is you're playing like a mid-range deck. I don't care if you're playing control. I don't care if you're playing like aggro. Like you need to be either trying to win on board, as well as trying to race them at like a very early stage in the game, including Dragon. Like part of why Dragon like gets wrecked by Ambush Sword a lot of the times is because a lot of people will try to like play fervor and do all this like greedy shit, and like you can't do that. Like, because I guarantee you the amount of damage that the aggro or Ambush Sword or whatever wants to do to you, like greatly surpasses that of any of the healing that you think you have in your deck. So this is gonna jump into the game. So like I said, like these games were pretty funny. Alright, so this first game is gonna be like me having good tech choices that are like working out. So I am playing Storm Dragon for this, which does give me the benefit of, oh, I have Fortes, and not everyone plays around Forte. Alright, so as you can see, I also have Humpty Dumpty. So I never talk about this, but I actually really like Humpty Dumpty as a card. And it's always funny because like whenever I do put him into my deck, I usually put him in as a 1-up, just because like you don't want to see him versus everything. You only want to see him like a few times. Like he's usually gonna be your 40th card. So here I have a decent hand. Now my game plan is to just go ahead and double ramp into Humpty, into Sybil, into Israfil. If I can do that and I'm not dead, I'm gonna win this game. Now my plans do change slightly because I do have Breath of Salamander in my hand. So here, when he plays this frog, I'm going to ramp a second time. I'm going to ramp because this way, even if he like buffs the HP on his frog, I can still kill it. But he plays out a second Vagabond frog because he's greedy. Like, I just telegraphed that I have a Salamander. So yeah, so he plays into the Salamander, gets destroyed. Now if he has Albert, then you know, cool, good job, you got me. But if you don't, then you're all the world of hurt, buddy. And here he goes Kunoichi Master. Now Kunoichi Master is part of why Ambush aggro is so good, because you can go ahead and you can go Pepe on 3 into 4. You can evolve your Pepe. You can go ahead and like also White General into Kunoichi Master. Now Kunoichi Master is terrifying because even though she's a 5/3, she's actually in reality a 9/7, because if you have Evos left, both of those Evos are going to be going to both parts of the Kunoichi Master as well as the Pepe, and suddenly that's like 15 damage across like 2 turns, which is disgusting. But my opponent is very bad and doesn't play around Humpty Dumpty. Like, he honestly should have Evo'd here. That I don't agree. I don't see why he would not Evo here, because like if you Evo here this way, you play around Rafdrake. If you Evo the Kunoichi Master, like, and that's pretty good because again, like, you have 9 damage in play. Like, just give me the Evo. Like, why? But he doesn't, so I get to Humpty Dumpty him. Now additionally, I'm gonna go and toss out my Ayala. So this way I get to suicide my Ayala. You might have been wondering why I would do that. However, like I said a few turns back, when I get to play this Israfil, he loses, because if he doesn't have Dance of Death, like there's nothing he can do. Like, even if he does have the Dance of Death, the next turn I have Sybil plus Fervor. Like, he's never getting back into this game. Here he goes Novice Trooper. Like, cool, he Evo'd it, but he's still quite a ways from winning this game. Because now I just get to go Israfil. I even get a Calm Flag on top of that too. So even if for some reason he tries to ward up, I can just Calm Flag that away, and crack him in the face for 12. And then he just concedes. Like, again, well, there wasn't much that my opponent could do because I literally had like all of the AoE, and this was a pretty like perfect game for me. But generally, don't play out your Vagabond Frog like that. Like, I literally play other things. Like I just showed you that I want to eat. That I want to do some form of like AoE to that board. But, like, there's no reason to play out your frog. That's not a good play. Additionally, I could have been ramping up to like Con Flag. Again, same thing. Like, if you play it out, if you can't buff the HP, I just Con Flag it away. And, you know, maybe it takes some damage, but in this case, I literally took no damage. And then you just kind of lose. So for this next game, this is going to show you the other part where if you don't have AoE, what you need to do in place of that. Because, again, you need to be forcing them to trade. So how do you force them to trade? You present something on board that they have to trade into, otherwise they risk like losing. So this time I'm going second, so this is very, very good for him. Well, I actually went second both times. So I go ahead and toss back everything, I believe, just because I'm looking for early interaction. Like, versus this deck, you need to be playing something. I don't care what it is, but you need to be playing something, because if you don't, they're not going to hesitate. They're just going to go all in, and you're going to be in a bad spot because you're not going to be able to get any early traction, and you need early traction. Alright, so here, when he passed, we go ahead and we take a look at his hand. We know that he mulled 3, so we can be safely assured that he probably bricked, which is fine. This is good for us. So we go ahead and play Oracle here. I believe this turn he plays Frog. Yeah, he plays Frog here. And that's good for us because now I'm just going to tempo out my Tina. I tempo out the Tina. That's fine. It doesn't matter, like, if I'm not gonna evo it like next turn or not, just because like I need to get something on board so this way I can start like threatening to do damage to him. Here he goes all in. And now this turn I go for the Ayala, and I go for a Blazing Breath. I also go ahead and evo my Ayala. I do this because I already know he doesn't want to interact with this Ayala. So, because I know he's not going to want to interact with this Ayala, I'm just going to go ahead and make trades. Now, I make these trades because, like, I haven't, like, quite predicted exactly what's going to happen in the next, like, 3 turns. However, making that trade there was bad. The reason why making the trade there is bad is because of that. Like, if I hadn't traded, I would have left myself with a Breath of Sodom under target, which is why it just goes to show you that sometimes not clearing is sometimes the best. So now I'm in a scary spot, and because of that misplay, I could lose this game. So now I'm gonna pre-evolve my Sybil. I pre-evolve the Sybil because this way it means they have to trade something into me. It doesn't matter what he trades into me, but I have to force him to make at least 2 trades. If he makes at least 2 trades, I will never be afraid about dying, and I can go ahead and play. And then I can go ahead and I can play. What's it called? I can go ahead and I can play Israfil. Israfil plus Evo is enough to win this game. Now here, this is also good because I'm also presenting lethal on board. He needs to make trades this turn. He needs to remove part of this board this turn. Like, if he doesn't do it, he's going to die. But as you can see from the fact that he just like evoed his Team Master, he probably hasn't realized this yet. So again, he needs to clear at least one or 2 things off the board. But no, he doesn't do math, and I have lethal on board. It just concedes. Like, I don't know. I had 3 creatures on board. He was at less than 15. You should start worrying about, oh, can I die here? Like, again, there were some misplays on my part, but well, that one misplay. But other than that, like, it was pretty. Like, these are pretty good games, and I just thought it'd be kind of nice for you guys who I know like have maybe like issues like dealing with ambush aggro. Again, just play creatures. Like, if you play creatures, you give them something to interact with. Like obviously you should try to strive to play creatures and remove things in the same turn, but don't be afraid to just, you know, at some point stop making trades and just go face and just try to erase them, because thankfully with all these ambush creatures, they don't have they're not that beefy as far as like HP goes. Like, the only beefy one is Vagabond Frog, and that's only because he can evolve and stay in stealth without having to trade. Like, But if you can force them to make trades, they're gonna slowly be losing damage. They're an aggro deck, so they are on a fixed schedule of when they need to end this game by. So if for some reason you're like making trades, you're like playing wards or whatever, they're gonna be in a good spot. However, at the moment, not many people play wards, and that's something that these aggro decks like to prey on. If you don't play wards, like you probably and you lose to aggro a lot, well, you probably deserve to lose to the aggro deck a lot, just because like you're not playing wards. Like not playing wards is kind of like the epitome of greed. So yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!